The woods can be dense for our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. It is Friday. As my friend Leisure would call it, fuck yeah, Friday. Give me uno momento. Hi, Patricia. Good afternoon. Good day. Happy Friday. Let's talk a little bit about the ninth step before we get started, but not like you think. Sometimes you're going to feel like, and it's true, that somebody kind of owes you a ninth step for something that they've done. Okay? Do not expect it to happen. Do not put an expectation on that, please. You will be sorely disappointed, and that can turn into a resentment pretty easy. Okay? Let's remember that we can trust people to be human. That's about as far as we can trust people. Okay? It actually happens to me quite often. So, but it happened to me yesterday. It's kind of why I'm bringing it up. I had to let a sponsor go because for the umpteenth time, he called, no showed. I don't fire. I had to fire my first sponsor yesterday. I said, hey, another no call, no show, and you gotta kind of get honest about this, man. Okay, I told you to get honest with yourself, and best of luck. He wrote back, yeah, okay, take care of yourself. No, not you didn't take responsibility, and those kinds of people in the program scare me because he thinks he's got it, but really, he's just a boy whistling in the dark. He's just a little boy whistling in the dark, and I tried to kind of, but it didn't work. So, go on his merry way. He's going to find a different sponsor that he can manipulate a little bit better because I just don't go for that shit. The way I work as a sponsor is if you and I have set a time, you best be there. Okay? Or let me know. If you're not, I will let you slide. It's your program. All right? God doesn't teach you patience, sweetie. God doesn't do lessons in my book. That's just life. God doesn't have time to go, oh, let's teach Amber patience today. It's a little confronty. Okay, so life is life. Okay, and there's certain things that just happen. I just don't feel like if God is unconditional love, then there's not going to be tests. There's not going to be, oh, this was a test and you failed, so therefore you don't get this. That's not how my God works. That's not unconditional love. I get why we say that though, and I still say it too, and then I have to remind myself that I'm not God. So I bring that up because I go through it myself. Anytime I bring something up, it's not just for you, it's for all of us. And if you're my friend, I'm going to say something because I love you. Thank you, Amber, for listening. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. You're right. You did not say test. Correct. All right. So I'm reading out of Language of the Heart. And I just kind of picked this. I just went through the glossary and I'm like, that sounds like a good topic. It's leadership in AA, but you know, I'm gonna tell you something. I also read something in here. Bill W. does not want people with drug problems in AA. I don't agree with him. I just don't. I hear what he's saying. It's interesting. It is an interesting read. There's some things that I agree on, some things I don't. We have found out new things, and I think Bill would agree with the fact that we have figured out other things too. That one peer can help another. So what we did is we took his idea of one alcoholic to another and we made it better. But it still follows the original path. The path does not need to be messed with. There's a set of instructions. Period. Period. Hey Gary, good to see you, brother. All right, so I'm on page 287 in The Language of the Heart. I don't think very many people have this book though. So, Leadership in AA, Ever a Vital Need, April 1959. No society can function well without able leadership in all its levels, and AA can be no exception. It must be said, though, that we AA sometimes cherish the thought that we can do without any leadership at all. Okay, so we tend to go the other way, where we're like, oh, okay, where we thought we wanted to be leaders, now nobody's going to lead. No. Any meeting you go to, whether it be a Zoom meeting, whether it be an in-person meeting, there's usually just a group of people that run the meeting. Outside of that, most people are just hanging on. They're listening in. Okay? It's the people that run the meetings that consistently put up their hands and talk that make it. It's the people that go to group conferences and get service positions that tend to make it. We are apt to warp the traditional idea of principles and four personalities around to such a point that there will be no personality in leadership whatever. This would imply rather faceless automatons. Sorry. Now you see what I do when I'm alone. Okay. I do that all the time. Sometimes I'll see a word and I'll just say it like 5 different ways. Don't get me started on phenomenon. 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 All right. Now it's stuck in your head. Phenomenon. All right. This would imply that rather faces automatons trying to please everybody regardless. No, that's not how it works. It's not. No. Can't please everybody. You can't please anybody. That's the thing about being a leader. You can't go around pleasing people. If you go around pleasing people, you're not a leader. You're not a leader. You're a people pleaser. Okay? Leaders bring bad news. Leaders will bring a solution with their bad news. Okay? At other times, we are quite as apt to demand that AA's leaders must necessarily be people in the most sterling judgment, morals, and inspiration, big doers, prime examples to all, and practically infallible. You know, you know what? You think in AA we pick the leaders. God does it. And I hope he brings it up. Okay? Nobody asked me to do what I'm doing. No human being asked me to do this. God did. He gave me an intuitive thought. He said, Dion, you're going to go do this. And you're going to do it every day. And I'm still here doing it every day. Okay? But nobody asked me to do it. I just did it. Okay? Leaders tend to create their own roles. And the background change, I had to move my computer because this one little piece that goes in that controls my mouse and everything wasn't close enough. So I had to move everything. So one little thing changed the whole outcome. Isn't that weird? Real leadership, of course, has to function in between these entirely imaginary poles of hoped for excellence. In AA, certainly no leader is faceless, and neither is any leader perfect. Fortunately for our society is blessed with the amount of any Fortunately, our society is blessed with any amount of real leadership. The active people of today and potential leaders for tomorrow as each new generation of able members swarms in. We have an abundance of men and women whose dedication, stability, vision, and special skills make them capable of dealing with every possible service assignment. We have only to seek these folks out and trust them to serve us. Now be careful, because as in any situation, 20% of the people do 80% of the work, and it's not any different in AA. Most AAs are lazy, dishonest, right? They don't want to do the work, right? A lot of times they're there to appease other people, husband, wife, the courts, right? You can tell the people that are serious about it because they're the people that will stick around after the meeting. The other ones disappear within seconds. Oh, on Zoom, it's okay that everybody gets there, 3-4 minutes late, but as soon as that meeting is over, oh, they're gone. Gone. That Zoom room empties quicker than I've seen anything in my life. They're gone. So when we say that we have 35 people in our meeting, do we really? Because 80% of them have their camera turned off and don't talk. They say nothing. What is that? What is it that's actually going on? Because here's the thing. They're also not asking for verifications, which is what you need for the courts. Sober curious, maybe. And I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying, notice it. Look. Okay? If you don't participate in this program, you're not going to make it. Period. Okay? Let me kind of rephrase that. If you don't participate in a program, it doesn't have to be AA. There's other ways that work. I must reiterate that. There are 3 other ways that I know of that work. Put it that way. Somewhere in our literature, there's a statement to this effect. Our leaders do not drive by mandate. They lead by example. Who does that? Do you know how hard it is to lead by example? In the beginning, it was really hard. It's not that hard anymore. It just means I have to do the right things like everybody else. Right? But I know, here's the thing is, you know, I understand that my reputation counts for something. Okay? And I've done some things. I've sacrificed in order to prove my worth in that. And it's worked. Now people trust what I have to say, which means I must be impeccable with my word. You'll always hear me back up and rephrase a sentence. I do that quite often. So I'm correcting myself. I don't want to give out, oh man, I lost my place. But you guys saw where I was going on that. I'm getting there. 287. I remembered that. In effect, we are saying to them, act for us, but don't boss us. See? I can't boss you around. Sometimes I get a little preachy. And I'll get bossy. I might say, you got it, man. I mean, yell at you and tell you, take care of something. I love you. A leader in AA service is therefore a man or a woman who can personally put principles, plans, and policies into such dedicated and effective action that the rest of us want to back him up and help him with his job. When a leader power drives us badly, we rebel. But when he is too meekly becomes an order taker and he exercises no judgment of his own, well, he isn't really a leader at all. There's a lot of things that go into being a good leader. A lot. Here's another thing. Here's what it is. Number one, a leader must have very good boundaries. Because people will try to overstep them all the time. Okay? Now, that's not really a huge deal because people figure them out pretty quick. Okay? Yes, I'm a leader, but that doesn't mean you have access to me at all times. No. Okay? Because my job is to make sure that everybody gets their information so that they can do what it is that they need to do for themselves. That's my job. And trudging together is a perfect example of what they're saying here. I put something together, everybody said, that's a great idea. They want to help. So what did I do? I got rid of all, nobody has a name, right? I'm not the president. I'm not anything. I'm one of the hosting podcasters. I'm going to have to take on a title at some point, though. Not that I really want to. Good leadership originates plans, policy, and the ideas for the improvement of our fellowship and its services. When I go to our group conscious, this is what they said, Maria said last week. All right, any new business, Dion? And I did have new business. And guess what? I'm going to have new business again this Sunday. There's always ways to improve. There's always. And I am always looking for them. But in new and important matters, we'll nevertheless consult widely before making decisions and actions. Yeah. I have a team that votes. We haven't had to vote on much, but we vote. We voted to keep Trudging Together entirely online. Everybody agreed with it. Nobody disagreed with it. That was an important decision. Some people went, well, that's not really a good idea. But they have no idea what we're getting ready to do. Some cool stuff coming up. Good leadership will also remember that a fine plan or idea can come from anybody, anywhere. Consequently, good leaders will often discard his own cherished plans for others that are better and give credit to the source. Yeah, well, I I tell people that all the time. Could you do this? Because I suck at it. I think you would be better at this. Can you please take care of what do you want it to look like? I don't know, whatever you want. I really don't give, I got to give some direction, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for. But mostly, I need to trust. Okay. And I can do that because I've talked to this person and we've gone over things, but I need to trust that they're going to come up with that. Okay. Now, may come back. I may be a little disappointed because I had my own, I'll tell you why, because I had my own expectation. So I give up the power in the beginning. There's a reason I asked them. They're the expert. What am I going to do? Ask them to do something and then micromanage them? No. I do not micromanage. Nope. I will not call you all the time and tell you what to do. I don't want to. I don't have the gumption, nor do I have the time. So what are good leaders? Well, good leaders lead by example. They do not tell anybody else to do something they have not already done or currently doing themselves. Okay. Leader, I assign by joy levels. Does that make sense? Right? I'll bring something up. Hey, does anybody like doing it? Oh, I like doing that. It's yours. Right? So when I bring people on, I find out their passions. I find out what they love to do. And then I give them that inside trudging together. And they flourish. They do really, really well. Because it's something that they want to do. And what does that do in turn? That in turn makes trudging together better for everyone. And I didn't do anything but talk to a person. Okay? And I love to give credit where credit is due. You know, because I'll put out a post with a podcast like, everybody, Dion, you know. Now the names are mixing up. I'm like, yeah. Hosted by Mandy and Bobby. Yeah. Not Dion. Not Dion. That's cool. I love it. I love that it doesn't need me. All right. I love you all. Man, what a week. A week of blessings. A week of blessings. Wow. All right. Thank you, everybody, for letting me interrupt your noon hour. I appreciate it. And, yeah. I love you guys. Peace out.